G'day, Michael. It's another episode of The Bias Opinion. It's a very special episode, this one, and there's a few clues in the screen as to what you might be up to these days. So do you want to spill the beans?
First of all, I haven't heard g'day in a while.
I just had to throw it in there. Actually, I've been hanging out at a mountain bike event, and I think they're all pretty yocker. I thought they were all posh, but no, they're all, "G'day, mate, how's it going?" I think it's just caught on.
I'm just used to bonjour.
Of course. Oh, it's only 2 days.
2 days. No, I've been here longer than 2 days now, but yeah, obviously, spilling the beans. Yeah, this year I'll be riding for Inspyre and working here at Frenchys as well, doing a little bit of social media and marketing for the company, trying to expand Pride and Inspyre internationally. It's actually really big here in France and in Europe as well. Like this, everyone's riding Inspyre, everyone's riding Pride racing parts, but trying to get it a bit more international. There's some in Australia already, trying to get to New Zealand, America, England, etc. So as well as riding, that's my main priority for being here, is riding for the team, but just to make it all run smoothly, do some work here as well.
You've been running Pride products for a while now, haven't you? At least 12 months.
Yeah, 2 years actually.
Uh-huh.
So it was a pretty, because I've seen Pride a fair bit when I was over here racing in Europe in the past, and when I got approached by them, it was a cool opportunity for me back then. It was like, man, I get to run these parts. It's a French company, and then I had contact with Dorian back then, and we've stayed in contact ever since. Obviously, they're a really family company, and they like to keep in touch with you, makes you feel included. And I think we were talking late last year, and I kind of said how I want to try and spend some time in France and do some racing, and he said we can make it work. So yeah, we've been talking for months now and just been getting all the details sorted, and finally it happened.
There are a few little hiccups, weren't there? All the red tape as to getting a visa and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think there's always going to be some sort of hurdles to jump when you're doing something like this, but I think just, when you're applying for a visa, it's finding out which one you need to apply for, and there's no one standing there telling you do this, do that. So yeah, they were so helpful through the whole process, helping me get all the right papers and etc. So it's all sorted. I'm here. I'm happy, and yeah, I've had a few days of riding with some of the local boys, and the skill level here is insane, like insane. Normally I ride with some locals or whatever, and yeah, you feel pretty good about yourself, but then over here it's just like, holy shit, like
and there's a lot more places to ride.
Yeah, I mean, I've only I rode two local tracks on the weekend, and then yesterday I rode like a little pump track, like a Velo Solutions one. So I haven't seen everything yet, but it seems like there's heaps of places to ride and heaps of tracks, etc. So I'm sure I'll find out more the more I stay.
So have you actually taken the Inspyre out onto the track yet?
Yeah, so I didn't actually bring a bike, so I showed up and picked up the Inspyre the day I got here, and I've ridden it every day since, actually. So made a few little, not changes, a few little adjustments from the way they had set it up, and I actually really like it. At first, I think the first lap I was like, man, I don't know whether I'm jet lag or this is so different. And then yeah, from there I was doing triples and manualing straights. It was pretty cool.
So is it basically stock, or have you customized it a fair bit?
You wouldn't buy it like that. The top bike doesn't come like that, but I'm running it exactly with all their parts. So Pride components. Yeah, just as you can buy it from here, Pride.
Oh, okay.
Inspyre.
Very nice.
With my elite seat as well.
You brought that with you?
Yeah.
Is it your mic boom stick?
My microphone.
Yeah. Didn't you use that for your microphone boomstick to get that extra reach?
Yeah.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit about Frenchies? Because a lot of people may, unless they're obviously in France, may not have heard of Frenchies. What kind of stuff do they have there?
So yeah, Frenchys is a distribution company and located in France. So Inspyre and Pride are actually their brands. They've created them themselves, but they also sell other brands as well. So Formula, GT. I'm going to miss some here. Take a little look. I think they might be the main ones. But I can take you guys on like a little factory tour if you want to see some more. But they also sell components. They do a bit of everything. But obviously Pride and Inspyre are their brand, so they're the ones that they push the most. They also have a clothing brand which do like, yeah, pants, shirt, armor, all that stuff, and it's called Evolve as well. So they've got a few little brands that they push hard, but they also sell other stuff as well.
So will we see you change other sponsors? You won't be wearing Troy Lee anymore, or you will?
Yeah, so I'll be running Evolve gear. So I'm running the Inspyre top. I won't be running Troy Lee gear anymore, no. Trying to think what else. Gloves and stuff are all Evolve as well. So no, it's basically as the Inspyre team is over here, I'll be running their gear as well. Fit right in. won't be able to stop me on track.
So what's going to be different about your racing? I mean, I think ever since we first started talking to you, it's all about riding in Europe, and obviously now you're living that dream. Will you be following the World Cup Series this year?
Yeah, basically my attitude this year is going to be just if there's a race, I can get there, I'm going to be there. Whether it's a French Cup, I don't know if you've seen much of the French Cup last weekend in Sarians, but it was 116 guys, like Carlos Ramirez, who's a bronze medalist, 2 times bronze medalist. I think he got quartered and semied, and that's nothing against him. Like, that's how deep the field was. So I just want to do as much, right? That's a French Cup. I want to do as many French Cups, year-round World Cups as I can, but to me, they're all the same. We line up on the gate and we race to the finish. But yeah, like I said, I want to do as much as I can, learn as much as I can. I feel like I've kind of come back to square one in the sense that there's so much growing over here. There's so much to learn. I stayed with a rider, Valentin. I'm going to say his name wrong, Valentin Demi, and yeah, just talking to him for the weekend, it was like how cool it is to sort of understand how the French program, the French riders work, and yeah, I'm excited.
That's awesome. Did you want to take us through the factory? Is it okay?
Yeah, that'll be cool. I'll just have to check my laptop's not going to die on us.
You got plenty of battery?
I don't think I do, but I'll check.
We can talk a bit longer if you want to charge it up a little bit.
No, we'll be sweet. Cool. We'll take you on a tour, and we'll see some stuff. This works.
Yep.
Cool. So we're in the showroom now. This is Jeremy's bike on the showroom.
So he's not riding at the moment.
It's his show bike. He is riding. It's the showroom. As we come through here, you can see everything. This is the office. These are the workers.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
I can test my French.
You can test your French. Bonjour. Ça va? These are like the stock frames that they sell. So this is like the entry level Inspyre that comes complete like that. As we go down the line.
Well, there's a few models.
I mean, yeah, there are. And this is like the high end frame, comes with carbon forks, the forward cranks. So that's like the top end complete bike. Hello. Hi. That's Emily. She's doing the packaging. As we come down here, here's some of the Inspyre frames.
They don't muck around with the warehouse, do they? It's massive.
Oh yeah, it's only half of it as well. And here's the workshop. I reckon it's got the coolest view on the workshop ever. So this is the workshop where all the wheels are laced. I think it's a pretty fancy lacing machine.
Oh yeah.
And then as we come out the door.
Whoa. Oh wow.
It's got quite a nice view of the.
So
can you see?
Yeah, whereabouts are you?
Or is it?
Where's the warehouse located?
It's just out of Lyon, which is a city kind of east of the central east of France. So it's a little bit south of Paris. But it's quite a big city, actually. I think it's the city of food. It's known for its food. And I went out to dinner the other night. They also do Stay Strong. I forgot Stay Strong.
Ah.
These are the Stay Strong frames. But yeah, what I was saying is the food's very good here. It looks good, but it tastes even better. And I'll go show you guys some of the apparel they have. The Evolve stuff.
So will you have your own office, or you'll be in and out on the road?
I'm back in the same office as the boys I showed you before.
Yeah.
My desk is next to theirs. So here's some of the apparel. We've got the Evolve gear, which is Frenchys' own brand. They've got heaps of different colours. And it's actually really good stuff. I tried some pants on yesterday, and the fitting's really nice. We got the Stay Strong stuff, and then they go into some freestyle ties and parts as well. And yeah, that's more or less it.
Wow. It's a lot bigger than I expected.
Yeah, it's honestly huge. I seriously think I'm showing you a quarter of it.
So France must have a massive, or Europe actually must have a massive industry. Well, yeah, and a market for it. Like lots of tracks, lots of riders, obviously, and more and more brands are popping up out of France and out of Europe. Have you actually seen a local race, and seen how many people would show up to a local event?
Not yet, other than like the numbers of the race on the weekend. But I mean, I've spoke to some people, and it sounds like a small club over here has 200 registered riders, and in France alone, they've got 35,000 licensed riders.
Wow.
Which is just crazy coming from like New Zealand. So I'm just trying to get you guys back on charge. Coming from New Zealand or Australia, where I mean BMX is big, but I don't think I can comprehend how big it is over here yet. Yeah, so I'm sure after this year I'll have a better understanding of that.
You'll have your sales pitch down pat too.
Yeah, it was actually quite cool on Sunday. I don't even know what day it is today, Tuesday. On Sunday, we went to a local track, and like I said, in New Zealand, when you're a big fish in a small pond, you kind of get used to kids wanting to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. But I knew coming here, I'm the small fish in a huge pond, and it was like the Hungarian little kids team that were training at this track when we were there. And I was training with 3 of the local French riders who are reasonably well known. They're quite good. And this one Hungarian kid came up to the coach and said, "I want a photo with him." And it was me. I was like, far out.
Did you know who you were?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
right.
that was quite cool. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be so cool over here just to ride with these guys. And I think I thought I did some pretty cool lines the other day at this track, and then the boys I was riding with just go and do it first try as well. I'm like, damn, that doesn't happen back home.
How do you compare the tracks to back home? Are they different surfacing or anything like that?
No, same surface, same sort of thing with that. But a local guy, Damien Godet, who is not really a local guy, so he's an Olympian. He made the final at the Olympics in 2008, but he lives locally. So he's got a company that builds tracks. So he's actually built a lot of the tracks I've ridden, and you can just I think that's some of the difference between America and Europe, and maybe New Zealand, Australia as well to Europe. Like the tracks are so technical, and there's so many options. Like we went to like a local track, which they consider like a shitty little track, and we spent probably an hour and a half, 2 hours there, and there's still probably heaps of lines that we didn't even do. And even though the track might not be the best in the world to race at, there's so many technical options to improve your skills and test your skills. So it's quite interesting. I mean, the track we rode, it had a pro section, but it was seriously like 1.5 meters wide. It was like a mountain bike track, but it was cool. So,
are there plenty of Supercross hills to train on nearby?
There's one close by. It's probably 20 minutes away from here. I'm not sure I'll get there before I go to Verona, because I'm meant to go to Verona. Tomorrow morning I am going. So unless I go tonight, which maybe I will. And then the other closest Supercross ramp would probably be in Paris, which is 3 hours away. But yeah, I think I'll be racing on them more than enough to, I don't need to sort of jump around and practice different ones. We've got the local one here 20 minutes away with some really fast riders. And then, like I said, we'll be racing on them every other weekend. So it'll be good.
So you were explaining to me last time we spoke that you'll be competing in a French league, riding for a particular club. How does that all work?
How does it work? So they've got like a, I guess for me who likes football, I compare it to football, I guess, where they've got like a top division, a second division, and yeah, you have riders that compete for your club and collect points. But this year I missed the transfer window, so I'll be riding for the club, but I won't be actually getting points for them, which is kind of cool for the first year for me. Like there's no pressure to actually score points for them, but I get to wear their jerseys and get to go to the races with them, etc. So yeah, it's more or less if you win your league, you go up to the higher league, and then when you're in the top league, you try and win, and you get more money from the city or the province that you ride for. That's as much as I know. But yeah, everyone has sort of a club. Like Joris rides for Bordeaux, and Jeremy, who's on the Inspyre team with me, he rides for the same club that I'll be riding for. So that'll be cool to have someone
Pretty
on
strong.
Inspyre at the same club as well. Yeah, and I'm sure you know who Jeremy is, but he's a beast.
Yeah.
One of the fastest right now in the world. So it's cool for me to be on the same team as him and also the same club.
So will you get to train with him, or are there riders that you're planning on training with over the next few months?
Yeah, so the club close to me, they've got a few, really fast riders actually. And then obviously, like I said, I'll be riding for the same club as Jeremy, which is a couple of hours away from where I live. So I could go up there. It's quite easy to get a train ticket, cruise up there. It's a direct train. It's a really cool track up there as well, by the looks of it. So hopefully I get to go up there and train with them a little bit.
So you mentioned before that you're heading off to Verona. Is that your first race for Inspyre?
Yep. So I rode
straight
the bike
into it.
First time on Saturday. Yeah, had to make a few changes. So I rode it on the weekend as it was, because the mechanic here was shut, and I didn't bring much stuff with me. So I rode it as was, and I didn't mind it. Brought it in, made a few little changes, like just where the back end was, put the handlebars as I like it, and I got to swap the brake around because they have it on the right side. I run it on the left, and a few little things like that. But no, I feel really good. But in saying that, I think it will take, maybe a couple of weeks or something to get to that top comfortable level on it. So Verona's this weekend. I'm just going to go have some fun and start off. This is my first sort of step, and from here I'm just going to keep taking steps and see where I get to.
So the Inspyre is an alloy frame, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you've been on carbon for a while. Have you noticed the difference in the feel of the frame?
No, I haven't actually. But I remember the same thing. So I went from a pure in 2017, which I'd ridden for a while, like 2 or 3 years. And that was an alloy frame. And then I went to a carbon frame, and I remember thinking back then, like, this is going to be so different. And I actually didn't really notice it. I noticed the stiffness, like going around the corners and doing some jumps. That's where I noticed it the most, but no, I haven't actually noticed it at all. They've done some testing to say that the alloy is stiffer than the carbon out the start. But in saying that, yeah, I'm not a huge carbon or alloy guy. I think it's just a bike. If you're comfortable on it, you'll ride good. And I've always said to people in the past, like, out of all the Olympics, out of all the medals that have been given, I think one medal's been given to a carbon fiber bike, and that was
Bethany.
Yeah. So if there was night and day between carbon and alloy, that statistic would be different, because
absolutely.
The elite scene now is probably close to 50-50. And yeah.
All right. We might cut it off there, because I think we've been going for about 20 minutes. Thanks very much for sharing the news. Very exciting, and it sounds like you're going to be kept busy getting up to speed with everything. Look forward to checking in and finding out a bit more about Frenchys, Inspyre, and your journey across Europe.
Cool. I look forward to sharing some more and announcing it tonight. I guess when people are watching this, it would have been announced, but yeah, up until now, it's been kept pretty quiet, just because there was, like, obviously details to sort. I didn't want to spread too much if it didn't happen. But yeah, we'll announce it tonight, and I'm pretty excited to get the season rolling.
Awesome. All right. Good luck with everything, Michael, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you.